Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling like someone lied to you, but you couldn't prove it? Or maybe you've met someone who smiled at you, yet something inside warned you not to trust them. Most people ignore those signals. Stoics didn't. The ancient Stoics believed human nature always reveals itself, not through words, but through patterns, reactions, silence, and emotion. Tonight, you'll learn how to read people without them ever realizing you're doing it. And once you see these signs, you can never unsee them. Before we begin, subscribe to Wisdom Without Noise for more timeless Stoic wisdom that helps you stay calm, sharp, and impossible to manipulate. Let's begin. 1. Watch what people do when they gain nothing. The Stoics believed character is revealed most clearly when there is no reward involved. Anyone can act kind when there's applause. Anyone can smile when they need something. But who are they when nobody is watching? That is the real person. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that people reveal their true nature through repeated actions, not polished words. If you want to read someone without them noticing, stop focusing on how they treat important people. Watch how they treat people they don't need. The waiter. The cleaner. The driver. The stranger asking for directions. That behavior is rarely fake. A man may speak softly to his boss and then insult the server 2 minutes later. That switch tells you everything. A woman may post motivational quotes online but speak cruelly to her family in private. Again, the mask slips. There was once a young employee who admired his manager deeply. The manager always spoke about teamwork, positivity, and respect. Everyone loved him during meetings. But one evening, after work, the young employee saw the manager shouting aggressively at a security guard over a parking issue. The manager thought nobody important was watching. That moment changed everything. The employee realized the manager's kindness was conditional. And conditional kindness is not kindness. It is strategy. Most people reveal themselves in moments they think don't matter. Train yourself to notice those moments. Quiet observation is power. 2. Listen more than you speak. Most people expose themselves because they cannot tolerate silence. This is one of the greatest psychological advantages you can develop. The Stoics valued restraint because restraint gives clarity. When you speak too much, you reveal yourself. When you stay calm and listen, others reveal themselves. People desperately want to be understood. And when someone feels heard, they begin talking beyond their mask. They reveal insecurities, jealousy, fear, pride, resentment. All hidden inside casual conversation. A wise person listens for emotion, not just information. Someone may say, "I'm happy for him." But their jaw tightens. Their tone flattens. Their eyes shift. The words say support. The emotion says envy. A Stoic studies consistency, not performance. There was a quiet barber in a small town who became known for understanding everyone. People would sit in his chair and start talking. He barely spoke. Yet customers confessed secrets, frustrations, betrayals, and dreams. One day someone asked him, "How do you always know what people are hiding?" The barber smiled and said, "Because most people are waiting to speak instead of listening. That is the secret. Silence makes people uncomfortable. And uncomfortable people reveal themselves. The next time you're in conversation, don't rush to fill the silence. Pause. Observe. Let the other person continue. You'll be shocked by what they reveal voluntarily. 3. Observe reactions, not words. Words are rehearsed. Reactions are real. This is why Stoic thinkers paid attention to emotional impulses. When life surprises someone, their true nature appears for a split second before the mask returns. That split second matters. Watch how people react to criticism. Watch how they react when ignored. Watch how they react when someone else succeeds. Those reactions expose hidden ego, hidden insecurity, hidden bitterness. A confident person rarely needs to prove superiority. An insecure person constantly does. There was a man who constantly praised his friend publicly. He always called him brother. Always smiled around him. But every time the friend received praise from others, the man interrupted with jokes, sarcasm, or subtle insults. Nobody noticed at first. But the pattern became obvious. His words showed friendship. His reactions showed competition. That is why observation matters more than conversation. People can control sentences. They struggle to control emotional reflexes. When someone is genuinely kind, peace follows them naturally. When someone is pretending, tension leaks through eventually. Pay attention to tiny emotional cracks. They often reveal more truth than long speeches. 4. Notice who changes around different people. One of the clearest signs of hidden insecurity is personality shifting. A Stoic remains grounded regardless of the crowd. But many people transform depending on who enters the room. Around wealthy people, they suddenly become humble. Around weak people, they become arrogant. Around attractive people, they become performers. This inconsistency exposes a desperate need for approval. A person without inner stability becomes a mirror. They reflect whoever is nearby. There was a university student named Daniel who noticed something strange about his roommate. Around professors, the roommate acted intelligent and disciplined. Around friends, he became loud and reckless. Around women, he suddenly pretended to love poetry and deep philosophy. Daniel realized something important. The roommate had no stable identity. He was constantly adjusting himself to gain acceptance. People like this are difficult to trust because you never truly meet the real person. You only meet the version designed for the moment. Stoicism teaches self-command. A stable person does not need to shape-shift to feel valuable. Watch carefully. The more someone changes personalities, the less certain they are of themselves. 5. Pay attention to envy disguised as advice. Not all criticism comes from wisdom. Sometimes it comes from hidden jealousy. And jealous people rarely attack directly. They disguise negativity as concern. This is one of the oldest social tactics in human history. Someone says, "I'm just being realistic." But their goal is discouragement. Someone says, "I don't want you to fail." But secretly, they don't want you to rise. The Stoics understood that weak people often resent strength. Especially when your discipline reminds them of their excuses. There was a young woman who wanted to start a business. Every time she shared her goals, one friend responded negatively. "That's risky. Most businesses fail. You should just stay comfortable. At first, the woman thought her friend cared deeply. But later she noticed something. Whenever other people succeeded, that same friend always minimized their success. Always found flaws. Always dismissed ambition. It wasn't wisdom. It was envy hiding behind caution. A truly supportive person may warn you about danger, but they will not secretly hope you stay small. Learn the difference. The energy behind words matters. Not just the words themselves. 6. Study what people repeatedly complain about. People reveal their inner world through repeated complaints. A bitter person always finds offense. A lazy person always blames circumstances. An arrogant person always criticizes others. Whatever dominates someone's speech usually dominates their mind. Epictetus taught that external events do not disturb people. Their judgments disturb them. If someone constantly complains about disrespect, they may secretly crave validation. If someone constantly complains about successful people, they may secretly feel inadequate. A man once spent every lunch break criticizing rich people. They're all corrupt. They're selfish. They don't deserve success. At first, co-workers agreed casually. But over time, they noticed something deeper. The man wasn't discussing justice. He was expressing resentment. His frustration came from comparing his life to others. What people obsess over emotionally often reveals what controls them internally. Listen carefully. Complaints are emotional fingerprints. 7. Watch how people handle power. Nothing reveals character faster than power. A person may appear humble while powerless. But give them authority, and suddenly their real nature emerges. Stoic philosophers warn that status magnifies whatever already exists inside a person. A disciplined person becomes more responsible. An insecure person becomes controlling. A cruel person becomes dangerous. There was once a quiet office worker who seemed friendly and harmless. Then he became supervisor. Within weeks, he started humiliating employees publicly. He micromanaged everything. He enjoyed making others nervous. People were shocked. But the truth is, power didn't change him. Power exposed him. Reading people means understanding that pressure and authority remove masks. Watch carefully when someone gains influence. Do they become calmer? Or more arrogant? Do they serve others? Or dominate them? The answer reveals their true foundation. 8. Observe what makes them emotional. Emotion points toward attachment. And attachment reveals weakness. The Stoics believed emotional control was essential because uncontrolled emotion exposes hidden dependencies. What instantly angers someone? What makes them defensive? What topic changes their tone? That area often contains insecurity. There was a man who appeared extremely confident. He dressed sharply, spoke loudly, acted superior. But anytime someone joked about intelligence, he became furious. Instantly defensive. Instantly aggressive. Eventually people realized something. Deep down, he feared not being respected intellectually. His reactions exposed the wound he tried hardest to hide. Strong people can discuss sensitive topics calmly. Insecure people react emotionally because their identity feels threatened. You can learn more from one emotional reaction than from 100 ordinary conversations. 9. Notice who only appears during success. Some people love you. Others love access to your energy, status, or momentum. Stoics warned against confusing companionship with loyalty. True loyalty survives difficult seasons. Fake loyalty disappears when benefits disappear. A young musician became popular online almost overnight. Suddenly old acquaintances returned. People invited him everywhere. Everyone called him talented. But when his popularity slowed months later, most of those people vanished. Only a few remained. That experience taught him a painful truth. Success attracts attention. Struggle reveals loyalty. If someone only supports you when you're rising, they are attached to advantage, not connection. Watch who stays during inconvenience. That tells you who truly values you. 10. Learn to read eyes and energy. The Stoics believed calm minds perceive clearly. Most people miss social signals because they're distracted trying to impress others. But when you become still internally, you begin noticing subtle details. Eyes reveal exhaustion, fear, excitement, dishonesty, resentment. A forced smile may deceive the mouth. But tension often remains in the eyes. There was an elderly shop owner known for sensing dishonest customers. People thought he had magic instincts. He didn't. He simply paid attention. He noticed rushed eye movement, artificial friendliness, over-explaining, nervous body language, tiny details others ignored. Eventually he could sense when someone entered the store with bad intentions. Reading people is not mystical. It is disciplined observation. Most humans leak emotion constantly through posture, tone, rhythm, and facial tension. The calmer you become internally, the more clearly you notice it. 11. Pay attention to their relationship with time. A person's relationship with time says a lot about their discipline and respect. Someone who constantly wastes other people's time often believes their own desires matter more. Someone who is always late without explanation may lack self-control. And someone who only becomes busy when you need them might not value you as much as you think. The Stoics respected time because they understood life is limited. Seneca said people protect money carefully but waste time carelessly. That wisdom still applies today. There was a young entrepreneur who noticed a pattern in his friendships. One friend always arrived late. Always canceled last minute. Always promised things he never followed through on. At first, the entrepreneur excused it. He's just busy. But later he realized the friend somehow always had time for people he wanted to impress. That was the truth. People make time for what matters to them. Consistency reveals priorities, not speeches. Watch how people handle commitments. That behavior often predicts how they'll handle loyalty too. 12. Watch what happens when they don't get their way. Anyone can appear calm when life agrees with them. But obstacles reveal emotional maturity. Stoicism teaches that adversity exposes the soul. A mature person adapts. An immature person explodes. Watch carefully when someone hears no. Do they become manipulative? Passive-aggressive? Cold? Do they guilt-trip others? Or do they remain composed? A woman once dated a man who seemed incredibly charming. He opened doors, bought gifts, spoke beautifully. Then one evening she disagreed with him publicly. Suddenly his entire personality changed. He became hostile and insulting. The mask disappeared the moment he lost control of the situation. That single moment revealed more truth than months of charm. People often show their true selves when reality refuses to obey them. Pay attention to frustration. It uncovers hidden character quickly. 13. Notice how they speak about absent people. A person who constantly gossips about others will eventually gossip about you. Stoics valued integrity because words shape trust. Someone who enjoys exposing private details often seeks power through information. There was a man who seemed extremely friendly in every social gathering. He always had stories. Always shared secrets. Always criticized absent people while smiling. Everyone laughed with him. Until one day, people realized he spoke that way about everyone. Even close friends. His friendliness wasn't loyalty. It was entertainment. Wise people observe how someone speaks when there is no consequence. Because speech reveals mindset. Someone who constantly tears others down internally carries negativity. And eventually that negativity spreads everywhere. A disciplined person can disagree with others without becoming disrespectful. That balance matters. 14. Observe their need for validation. People addicted to validation are easier to manipulate and easier to predict. Why? Because their decisions revolve around approval. The Stoics believed freedom begins when you stop depending on external praise. But many people live entirely through other people's opinions. They post for attention, speak for applause, dress for acceptance. Even their personalities become performances. A young man once changed completely depending on social trends. One month he acted spiritual. Next month aggressive. Then suddenly intellectual. His identity shifted constantly based on what gained admiration online. Eventually his friend asked him, "What do you actually believe?" The man had no answer. Because he had spent years building an image instead of a self. People who constantly seek validation reveal instability. Their emotions rise and fall based on attention. And attention is unpredictable. A grounded person does not need constant applause to feel valuable. That calmness is rare. And powerful. 15. Study small habits. Tiny habits reveal hidden discipline. A Stoic understands that character is built through repeated actions. Not dramatic moments. Watch the small things. Do they keep promises? Do they interrupt constantly? Do they return borrowed items? Do they admit mistakes? Little patterns predict bigger behavior. There was a business owner who refused to partner with people who disrespected small agreements. If someone borrowed money and delayed repayment carelessly, he noticed. If someone constantly exaggerated stories, he noticed. If someone lied about minor details, he noticed. Others called him overly cautious. But years later, he avoided multiple betrayals because he trusted patterns instead of charm. Big betrayals often begin as tiny acts of dishonesty. Train yourself to notice recurring behavior. Human nature leaves clues everywhere. 16. Notice who tries too hard to impress. People who are deeply secure rarely need to advertise themselves. Confidence is calm. Insecurity is loud. A Stoic seeks substance over appearance. But many people build entire personalities around impressing others. They exaggerate achievements. Name drop constantly. Turn every conversation back toward themselves. A young traveler once met a wealthy businessman on a train. The businessman spent hours talking about his cars, houses, and connections. Meanwhile, an older man sitting quietly nearby said very little. Later the traveler discovered the quiet man was actually far more successful. But he had nothing to prove. That experience changed the traveler forever. People desperate to appear powerful are often hiding insecurity. True strength feels no urgency to announce itself. Observe the difference between natural confidence and performance. One is peaceful. The other is exhausting. 17. Watch who becomes uncomfortable around authenticity. Honest people usually appreciate honesty. Manipulative people fear it. When someone lives behind masks, authentic people make them nervous. Why? Because authenticity exposes performance. There was a woman known for being straightforward and calm. She spoke honestly without trying to impress anyone. Interestingly, insecure people often disliked her immediately. They called her intimidating. Not because she was aggressive, but because her authenticity highlighted their own pretending. Stoics value truth because truth simplifies life. But many people survive socially through image management. That's why genuine individuals sometimes trigger defensive reactions. Watch who becomes uncomfortable when conversations become real. That discomfort reveals fear of exposure. 18. Learn the power of calm observation. Most people are too emotionally reactive to read others clearly. They project emotions, assume intentions, react impulsively. But Stoicism teaches emotional discipline. And emotional discipline sharpens perception. A calm mind notices details others miss. Tone shifts. Delayed responses. Forced laughter. Micro-expressions. Contradictions. There was an old martial arts teacher who rarely spoke during conflicts. Students assumed he lacked awareness. In reality, he was observing everything. One day two students argued intensely. After listening quietly, the teacher identified the real issue immediately. Not the words. The insecurity beneath the words. That is true observation. People often argue about surface issues while revealing deeper emotional wounds underneath. The quieter your ego becomes, the sharper your awareness becomes. 19. Notice who respects boundaries. Boundaries reveal respect. Someone who constantly ignores your limits often values control more than connection. Stoics believed self-respect requires discipline. And disciplined people understand limits. Watch how someone reacts when you say no. Healthy people adjust. Manipulative people pressure. There was a young man who had a friend constantly demanding favors. Money. Time. Attention. Whenever the young man declined, the friend became cold and distant. Eventually he realized something important. The friendship was conditional. As long as access existed, kindness existed. The moment boundaries appeared, resentment appeared too. Reading people means noticing how they behave when they cannot control you. That moment reveals intentions clearly. 20. Understand that people reveal themselves over time. The greatest mistake people make is trusting first impressions too deeply. Masks are strongest at the beginning. Over time, consistency becomes harder. Eventually patterns emerge. Stoicism teaches patience because truth reveals itself naturally. A person can fake kindness briefly, but maintaining a false identity forever is exhausting. That's why careful observation matters more than emotional excitement. There was a woman who rushed into friendships quickly. She trusted fast, attached quickly, ignored red flags. Again and again she felt betrayed. Eventually an older mentor gave her simple advice. Stop studying words. Study patterns. That changed her life. Because patterns rarely lie. If someone repeatedly disrespects others, they will eventually disrespect you. If someone repeatedly lies, manipulation will return. If someone repeatedly shows kindness consistently across years, that matters too. Time exposes character more accurately than emotion ever will. Conclusion. The Stoics understood something most people still ignore today. Human beings constantly reveal themselves through reactions, habits, tone, energy, silence, patterns. You do not need manipulation to understand people. You need awareness. The calmer you become, the more clearly you see. And once you stop being blinded by appearances, you become far harder to deceive. Remember this. People may control their words, but eventually, their nature speaks louder. If this video helped you see human behavior differently, subscribe to Wisdom Without Noise for more timeless Stoic wisdom on discipline, emotional mastery, and inner power. And tell us in the comments. What is the biggest red flag you've learned to notice in people? Until next time. Stay calm. Stay observant. And protect your peace.